today we're on a boat. We're taking the
Kingston Ferry over to Kingston, and we're going to hang out there for the day, and we'll take you guys along with us.
And we're crossing the Puget Sound right now.
Yep.
In Washington. So it's a first for me. This is really cool. This is a huge boat. I can't believe the size of this
Yeah,
thing.
they're massive.
And how fast we're going.
Yep.
We're moving.
We are. We're booking.
So we have, what, about an hour boat ride right now?
Yeah, about 45 minutes.
45 minutes. So we'll see you on the other side.
Yep.
So we just got off the ferry and Lisa found a quiet place park on TripAdvisor, which it's just on a side of the road as you come off the ferry and you take a right-hand turn, and looks like a pretty little oasis here.
There's a plaque.
There's a plaque down here. What's this say? It says this park was donated to Kitsap County, Washington by Naomi M. Libby Elvins in loving memory of her daughter, Catherine Marie Elvins, 1993. This is nice, babe. For sure. It's an awesome little park. We're literally the only two people here, and we've hiked all the way back into the back of it. What, probably a quarter mile,
Quarter mile, yeah.
if that. But there's nobody here. It's absolutely beautiful. You've got ferns, all
Tons of birds
growing on the ground, so total ground cover with the ferns, and the trees are amazing. You've got birds chirping everywhere.
You can see out the back there, there's the water out back there.
Yep, and just beyond the trees we have the Puget Sound. It's a great find, baby. Good job.
Yeah, that's good. This is fun.
took the ferry over to Kingston, and there wasn't really much to do out there. There was that little park that we showed you, and then we went and to Starbucks to get a drink and talk to the people there, and they told us there was some little Norwegian town thing we could do.
And a bunch of casinos.
And a bunch of casinos, and we're not really into casinos and stuff, so we looked at the map and decided, you know, we didn't really want to waste a day away in Kingston, so we came pretty far. How many miles have we driven?
I don't know, we're back in Seattle.
We got a nice plane that just flew over. That looks like a Sirius. So anyway, we're at the Air and Space Museum in Seattle. Museum of Flight in Seattle, and we've got a Fiat, an Italian plane, and a MiG behind us, and we're getting ready to go inside, so we'll see what they have in the museum here.
Yep.
A funny story, while we're in the museum on the other side, a random guy was passing by, and I asked him if he'd take a picture of Lisa and I in front of the Blackbird that they had in there. It's one of my all-time favorite planes, and then we got to talking to him, and he actually used to work for the museum, and he helped move that Blackbird into the museum. He went all the way out to the Mojave Desert where it was located, and he escorted it all the way back and put it in the building. And that Blackbird is only one of the only ones that, well, actually it's the only one that they didn't cut the wings off when they moved them to put them in the museums. So the Blackbird that's in there is actually an A-12 Blackbird. It's one of the earliest Blackbirds ever built, and it's super rare, and the gentleman told us that it could still fly today. And it's the only one that could still fly today because the wings were never cut off of it. They actually dismantled it and put it back together inside the museum. So he told us he's also a painter in his spare time, and that he painted the Hornet, the tail art, on this aircraft here when they were restoring it. When they got done, he painted that there. And I asked him why they painted a Hornet on there. And he told me when they were restoring this, it was wintertime, and the hangar that they had it in, they had to heat up the hangar and get the hangar warm. And when they did that, they found out that there was a hornet's nest built inside the aircraft, and when it got hot and warmed up, the hornets got busy and got going and got excited, and they came into the hangar one morning and they had hornets flying all over the hangar. So as a homage to that, they painted the Hornet on the nose of the aircraft as a homage to that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. A lot of history, and as I'm talking here, you're seeing a lot of the aircraft and the planes that we saw in the museum. So we're on the outside portion. It's two portions. We're here on this side of the street. We were there before on the other side of the street in that big hangar. And it's a wonderful museum they have here. So I'm going to go and check the rest of this out. Got a little bit more to check out, and we'll see you here in a little bit. they eventually sell this?
Oh yes, there's in excess of 670 of them, about 675 or so in service right now. Both the Dash 8 and the Dash 9, which this is the Dash 8 at 186 feet. The Dash 9 is approximately 20 feet longer. The Dash 10 just completed certification here recently and should be going into service shortly, and that's longer still.
Oh, wow. So what's the plans with this one? Because I know she got everything covered. So
well, this one here is the #3 prototype. It was used for the certification program. Then after certification, they removed all the instrumentation they had in here. You'll see a picture back in the back that shows what it looked like with the instrumentation in. They removed that, put representational seating for both business and economy class, and then took it around the world on what Boeing called their Dream Tour, which was a worldwide marketing tour to sell the plane to different customers and so forth. This is all left open right here, primarily to get that customer to walk through the door, look at this 9.5-foot ceiling and say, wow, I'll take a dozen of these things. But this would typically all be filled in with more business class seating right here. In fact, if you were to put economy class here, bulkhead to bulkhead, you can put as many as 381 people on board this plane. But as a prototype, it only has 3 restrooms on it. So you would have to have extra restrooms where this partition here, you'd have a set of restrooms and another set of restrooms back at that partition, along with more galley space too.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's crazy.
So it's not a double decker like the
No,
747?
It's a very large cargo deck down below, but it's a single deck when it comes to passengers.
Huh.
Gotcha. Wow, thank you.
Thanks. Things up here on the Museum of Flight here in Seattle, and we're gonna finish it off by walking into one of the older Air Force Ones. I believe the information over there says that it was Richard Nixon's, so we're gonna show you that footage now. You know, this was a cool museum. We kind of rushed through it because we head back home tomorrow and need to see some family this evening before we have to go back to our hotel and pack and things like that. But it still probably took us about 2 hours, and I really think you could spend like a full 5 hours here if you wanted to read all the information and really take in all the detail of everything. There was anything from fighter jets to World War I, World War II. There's a 747, there's a 787, Dreamliner. I mean, this is a really cool place. We're right next to a runway where you can see a bunch of planes and helicopters taking off. Boeing is out here. Their facility goes on for miles and miles. You know, it's a really cool place. So I found out about this on TripAdvisor. Wasn't expecting anything like this to be in downtown Seattle. But here we are. We highly recommend it. And next time we come back, we'll probably come back here just to spend more time and get some more information. So we're going to go walk through Air Force One, and then we're going to wrap this thing up.
For sure. Seattle was amazing. Like I said, it was unexpected that we were going to be coming out here.
Yep.
We had no idea we were going to do that. And it's my first time here, so I'm just amazed at how beautiful it is. Again, traffic sucks. I hate the traffic. It's everywhere. The reason we're crunched for time now is we got stuck in traffic trying to get down to the museum to begin with. So. And
we'll probably have traffic on the way back. You know, we're kind of entering Memorial Day weekend right now. Everybody got out of work early, so traffic was a little heavier earlier than expected. So you know, you got to make time to kind of pace along. You know, I mean, the museum was not that far away. It's just really time consuming getting down here because traffic just kind of creeps along. So
for sure. So we're not sure what we're going to be doing next week, but we'll see you next Sunday. And as always, please like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye.